Welcome. What story shall I share with you today? Please close your eyes quietly, listen carefully, and immerse yourself in our tale. Today's story is about a bookstore with a huge collection of books. A woman visits this bookstore and finds her memories there. Let's follow the story. The title is Library of Memories. Ding! Ding! The cheerful sound echoed through the quiet bookstore. A short woman with a sorrowful expression entered the store. She stood there, looking around as if she had just realized it was a bookstore. The clerk approached her with a warm smile. "Welcome. Are you looking for a particular book? Well, why am I here?" It wasn't a question expected from someone who had entered on their own, but the clerk, as if used to such customers, calmly responded, "Please, follow me. I'll guide you." The clerk led her through the store. They passed by numerous shelves filled with books and entered a door at the very back. Inside, there were even more books than before, an endless array of volumes, neatly organized on shelves that seemed to stretch on forever. Despite the overwhelming number of books, the clerk navigated through them with ease, as if knowing exactly where everything was. "Here we are. The book you're looking for should be here." "The book I'm looking for?" "Yes." "Take your time, there's no rush." Reluctantly, she picked a book from the shelf and began to read. "We went on a seaside trip with my parents. I was so excited that I got scolded for being too rambunctious in the car, but I was so happy. Holding my brother's hand, I ran into the sea. Time flew by, and before I knew it, it was sunset. I fell asleep instantly and woke up at home. It was a truly happy day. This is..." At first glance, it seemed like an ordinary day in a child's life, but she felt something. This was her story. She quickly picked another book and read, "Today is my first day of elementary school. I'm more scared than excited. My mom says I'll do great, but can I really make friends?" With a nervous heart, I cautiously opened the classroom door. Luckily, no one paid much attention to me. Or is that really lucky? I sat in the farthest corner, listening to the chatter of the kids. I felt so alone, like I was invisible. I almost wanted to cry. Yeah, luckily Laura talked to me first. Another seemingly mundane story, yet unforgettable for her. Laura's kindness had helped her adjust to the class. I wonder how Laura is doing now. Considering her personality, Laura is probably doing well somewhere. She picked another book and started reading. I got confessed to, by the most popular boy in class, no less. I'm still in shock. I never thought he'd confess to me. Is this a prank? I don't know. But even if it is, I can't turn down this confession. This might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thankfully, it wasn't a prank. Although we broke up in less than a month, he turned out to be quite the player, flirting with other girls even while dating her. It was hard at the time, but now it's just a fond memory. He's married now, I heard. Found a good woman and settled down. Yeah, it's about time for him to settle down. Hopefully, he'll live well without falling back into his old habits. We're going on a graduation trip with friends. It's my first time abroad, so everything feels new and exciting. This will be such a fun time. It turned into a nightmare when two friends fought. It started well, but that night a fight broke out between one who wanted to go clubbing and another who wanted to sleep early for the next day's plans. The trip turned into a mess. Since then, she mostly traveled alone. My writing won an award. Just a consolation prize, but it's going to be published. I never imagined my writing would be published. It feels like a dream. I must buy a copy once it's out. I was so happy. It didn't sell well, but knowing others were reading her work brought immense joy. She still treasures that book. I've finally become a teacher. I'll never forget my first day with the students, looking up at me with bright eyes. I vowed to help them become wonderful people. I used to be passionate. Yes, she had wanted to be a respected teacher. But over time, she only focused on safely advancing the students. I married Max. He's a fellow teacher at the same school. Not exactly my type, but he makes me feel comfortable. And isn't comfort the most important in a lifelong companion? I hope we'll be happy together forever. I see. As she read more, her memories started returning, and she began to understand where she was. This is the afterlife, isn't it? Indeed, she had died, unable to avoid the car on her way to work. If I had known, I would have apologized to Max this morning. Then I would have taken his car, and none of this would have happened. That kind-hearted fool will blame himself endlessly now. Thinking about the pain Max would go through, she started to cry. "Marie, you're not dead yet." The clerk's voice interrupted her thoughts. "What?" Marie was astonished. If she wasn't dead, then where was she? And why was she here? This is the bookstore of memories, at the boundary between life and death. People often spoke of seeing their life flash before their eyes at the moment of death. These flashes were the books stored here. And her bookshelf was far from complete, with many more volumes yet to be written. "Now, Marie, it's time to go back." As the clerk spoke, Marie's form began to fade. She wiped her tears and thanked the clerk repeatedly. "Thank you. Thank you so much. May you fill your life with many more wonderful stories, Marie." Marie! Marie! As she regained consciousness, she saw Max holding her hand, crying. "Why are you crying, silly?" "I'm sorry, Marie. I'm so sorry." Max pulled her into a hug, and she whispered weakly, "Max, let's travel together, eat delicious food, watch movies, and create many happy memories. So there will be no regrets when we die." "Yes, let's do that. We'll definitely do that." They held each other tightly, promising a future filled with joy. How was the story today? Have you already fallen asleep? If so, I hope you have sweet dreams. This has been the 6th Dreamtime story for children and adults in need of healing. Library of Memories. Thank you.